Is it a mistake to use barrel bombs and chlorine gas?
You have to choose which part of the narrative is correct. Once they said we are using indiscriminate bombs, and they called it barrel bombs. The other day they said we targeted hospitals and schools and convoys. We either have precise armaments or we have indiscriminate armament. So which one do you choose?
Like barrel bombs, which have devastating effects on civilians. Why don't you change this strategy?
We never heard in our army of indiscriminate killing weapon, because no army, including our army, will accept to use weaponry that doesn't aim, because it will be of no use. You can't use it, I mean, from military point of view. This is a second, when you want to talk about indiscriminate killing, it's not about the weapon, it's about the way you use it. And the proof to that is the American drones in Pakistan and Afghanistan, they killed more civilians than terrorists. They are the highest precision weapon in the world. So it's not about the kind of bomb. We have regular bombs, regular armaments like any other.
Would you order the Syrian army to stop using barrel bombs?
Again, what the barrel bomb is? I mean, do you describe the missile that you have by being cylindrical?
It's a bomb that inflicts terrible civilian casualties.
Any bomb is made, and missile and even bullet is made to make casualty, but not civilian. There's no military means was made in order not to kill. But how you use it, it's again about the way you use it. It's not about the bomb.
Using indiscriminate weapons, notoriously barrel bombs.
This is childish story that keep repeating in the West.
It's childish.
Childish. Why? Again, if somebody who's against his people and again the regional power and the great powers and the West and survive, how? If you kill the Syrian people, they support you or they become against you. As long as you have the public support, it means you are defending the people. If you kill the people, they will be against you. That's common logic, common sense.
Use barrel bombs.
Well, what is it, barrel bombs? What is it? Can you tell me what is it?
There are several documents, videos, and photographies like this, where you see a barrel bomb dropped by helicopters. This is Aleppo, this is Hama a few months ago, 1 year ago. Only Syrian army has helicopters, so what can you answer?
This is not proof. This is two pictures of two things. No one can link them with each other.
Aleppo, Hama.
No. This picture that you mentioned here, what is it? I've never seen such a thing in our army.
Photograph. So
no, I'm not talking about the helicopter, because they are talking about two pictures. How can you relate between the two?
You say it's a fake?
Sorry?
You say it's a fake, it's a false document?
No. It has to be verified. But in our army, we only use regular bombs that could be aimed. So we don't have any armament that could be shelled indiscriminately. That's it.
But this helicopter, only Syrian army has helicopter.
Yeah, of course. I didn't say that we don't have a helicopter, that we don't use it. I didn't say no. I'm talking about the armaments. They aim to target the terrorists. Why to kill indiscriminately? Why to kill the civilians? The war in Syria is about winning the heart of the people. It's not about killing people. If you kill people, you cannot be in your position as a government or as president. It's impossible.
Are you denying that barrel bombs are being used and inflicting great casualties?
Again, I always say,
what is a barrel bomb?
We use a bomb, we use missile, we use airplanes, we use bullets. You don't describe what we use by the shape, whether it's called barrel, spherical, cylindrical, and so on. You don't describe it this way. You use armaments. If you have casualties, it's a mistake that could happen in every war, but your aim is always to kill terrorists, not to kill your people, because you have support by your people, you cannot kill them.
But you are agnowledging that they come from helicopters, barrel bombs.
This is technical issue, military issue, how to throw. No, you can throw them.
But only one?
No. You can throw bombs by any airplanes. You can throw them by missiles. You don't have to use helicopters. You can use them the way you want.
What about barrel bombs? You don't deny that your forces use them?
I know about the army. They use bullets, missiles, and bombs. I haven't heard of army using barrels or maybe
These
cooking pots.
large barrels full of explosives and projectiles which are dropped from helicopters and explode with devastating effect.
called
There's been a
bombs.
lot of testimony about these things.
They're called bombs. We have bombs, missiles, and bullets.
So you wouldn't deny that included under the category of bombs are these barrel bombs, which are indiscriminate weapons.
No, there's no indiscriminate weapons. When you shoot, you aim. And when you aim at terrorists in order to protect civilians. Again, if you're talking about casualty, that's war. You cannot have war without casualty. Regarding the barrel bomb, I want to ask you what the definition of barrel bomb. If you go to our army, you don't have in our record something called barrel bomb. So how do you understand it? Just want to know how I can answer you. What a barrel bomb is. We have bombs.
It's a destruction, and it's against humanitarian law.
Every bomb can make destruction, every bomb. So you don't have bomb to make nothing.
Was it a mistake to bomb hospitals in Aleppo?
We never bombed hospitals in Aleppo. Why to bomb a hospital? Can you convince your audience that we have interests in bombing hospitals? Actually, this is against our interest. This is against our interest to bomb hospital if it's used as hospital. And the proof that it was a lie, every time they talk about bombing hospital, every time they say this is the last hospital in eastern part of Aleppo. And the second time they talk about another hospital and they say the same. They bombed the last hospital. So it's a lies and lies and lies. We can spend the whole interview talking about lies, and we can talk about the truth and the reality. I have to talk about the reality.
We see pictures of children being killed, children at hospitals. We see pictures of demolished hospitals. Who's targeting those hospitals?
Let me tell you something about those pictures of children. Of course, in every war, there are victims. There are innocent victims, and that's why every war is bad war. But if you look at those pictures that they've been promoted as pictures in the Western media, they only singled out few pictures of children that suit their political agenda, just to accuse the Syrian government. While you've been here now for 2 days, and they've been daily shelling from the eastern part of Aleppo toward the rest of the city, and there was wholesale killing and destruction of the other part of the city, and tens of victims and tens of wounded people from Aleppo. But the Western corporations didn't talk about them. The Western officials didn't issue a single statement regarding those children and women and elderly and innocents in general. So this is part of the propaganda and demonization of the government in Syria. What's the aim of shelling schools? Realistically, why do a government shell a school? What do we gain?
Have you shelled schools?
Why? No, definitely why? Because if you don't have interest, put aside the duty, put aside the morals of the issue. Talk realistically. What's the aim of any army to shell a school?
Do you deny any
the
of
government
that
is
has happened?
the government is going to pay to rebuild these schools. We are paying to maintain the destroyed schools. How can we shell schools? Why do you want to kill students and children? What?
Do you, as a father, also say to have nothing to do with the bombardments of the hospitals in Aleppo?
Look, when they say that we are bombarding the hospital, it means that we are killing civilians. That's the meaning of the word. The question, why would the government kill civilians, whether in hospitals or in streets or schools or anywhere? You are talking about killing Syrians. When we kill Syrians as a government or as army, the biggest part of the Syrian society will be against us. You cannot succeed in your war if you are killing civilians. So this story and this narrative is a mendacious narrative, to be frank with you.
But who else got airplanes or bunker-busting bombs besides your army?
It's like you're saying that everyone who's killed in Syria was killed by the airplanes or aircraft, military aircraft. The majority of the people were killed by mortars shelled by the terrorists on them while they are at schools, in their hospitals, in the streets, anywhere else. It's not related to the aerial bombardment.
But residents in the area, eyewitnesses, international aid organizations, all saying that the hospitals have been targeted. When I look at the pictures, I see hospitals. I see the beds inside the hospitals, and it to me really looks like it is demolished, it has been targeted. So who is targeting the hospitals?
I don't have the answer to which hospital are you talking about.
The M10 hospital.
Because we don't have any fact about it. We only have allegations. So answering allegations should be only through...
But pictures is facts.
Pictures cannot tell you the story, even videos. Everything could be manipulated these days. I wouldn't say that there are no such attacks on any building, but as a government, we don't have policy to destroy hospitals or schools or any such facility to the people for a simple reason. First of all, morally. The second reason, that if we do so, we are offering the militants the incubator, the social incubator that they've been looking for. It's going to be a gift, something we wouldn't do because it's against our interest. It's like shooting ourselves in the foot. If there's such attack from the army, it could be by mistake, but we don't have any information that thing has happened. All what we have is allegations, and only in the Western media.
A 13-year-old boy who was arrested in April. A month later, his body was returned to his family bearing scars of torture. A famous cartoonist whom you know, who was critical of you, badly beaten, his arms were broken. A singer, famous singer, who wrote a popular song calling for your ouster, he was found with his throat cut. You have seen these pictures, have you not?
No, but I
Is this news to you?
No, it's not news. I met with his father, with the father of that child, and he said that he wasn't tortured, and he appeared on the media. We have to see things with a stereoscopic vision with two eyes, not with one eye, to be frank.
The cartoonist. The cartoonist who was critical of you, I've seen his pictures. His hands were broken, he was beaten.
Many people criticized me. Did they kill all of them? Who killed who? Most of the people that are being killed are supporters of the government, not the vice versa.
But in the beginning, what about the singer with his throat cut?
I don't know about him. I don't know about
He was a famous singer, a famous song. You don't know about it?
No, I don't think he's famous. I don't know about him.
You don't know about it? Well,
Maybe
I
he's
saw
famous
those
in the United
pictures.
States, but not in Syria.
This
do you know about him? This
What?
is editing. I don't know.
You don't know?
No. I didn't hear the story the first time. For the child, I met with his father, and there was a special investigation committee to see if there was torture. There was no torture. This is only false allegations, to be frank with you. That's why I said at the very beginning, my message for the media to tell the truth, not to listen to rumors.
May I show you a picture?
Of course.
This young boy has become the symbol of the war. I think you know this picture.
Of course I saw it.
His name is Omran, 5 years old,
Yeah.
covered with blood, scared, traumatized. Is there anything you would like to say to Omran and his family?
No, there's something I would like to say to you, first of all, because I want you to go back after my interview and go to the internet to see the same picture of the same child with his sister. Both were rescued by what they call them in the West, white helmets, which is a facelift of Al-Nusra in Aleppo. They were rescued twice, each one in different incident, and just as part of the publicity of those white helmets. None of these incidents were true. You can have it manipulated, and it is manipulated. I'm going to send you those two pictures, and they are on the internet. Just to see that this is a forged picture, not a real one. We have real pictures of children being harmed, but this one in specific is a forged one.
It's about the prison of Sednaya. It's not far from here, not far from Damas. 13,000 executed prisoners, massive hangings, torture. Amnesty speaks, I read the report of a place where the Syrian state silently slaughters its own people. The Syrian state, your government, Mr. President, is everything permitted in order to win the war. Can you do everything that you want?
No, everything legal. You cannot do anything.
But what printed in the Amnesty report seems to be illegal.
Yeah, there's a difference between me and you talking about facts in Syria or talking about allegations. If you want to talk about allegations, we can spend the time talking about allegations, never-ending allegations. Anyone can say whatever he wants, and we can discuss it. But in that case, we're not going to talk about facts. But if you want to talk about amnesty, because amnesty is known around the world, it's shameful for such organization to build a report on allegations. If you take any allegations to a court in your country, you have court, you have judicial system. Could they take any decision regarding allegations, or they have to look for the evidence? This report built on allegations, not single shred of document, not single evidence. They didn't say 13,000, they said between 5,000 and 13, which is double and half the number. It means it's not precise. There's no mentioning of names of anyone.
You can tell us, but there no torture in the prison of Sednaya, as Amnesty said?
Yeah, the question is torture for what? I mean, if you want to say that we are committing torture, for what? What do I get? Why? Just for sadism? We are sadists? What is it for?
It's very difficult for the United States to separate the so-called moderate rebels and some of the more radical rebels. Is it very difficult when you are attacking the moderate rebels all the time?
You are right. Do you know why you are right? Do you know the unicorn animal that, like horse, has a long horn? It's myth. And the moderate opposition is myth.